Councillors, my name is Mark Richardson. I'm a volunteer with HousingNowTO.com. We track affordable housing projects on city-owned sites around the City of Toronto. We've been doing so for the last 5 years. I guess after the recent conversation between councillors and the chair, I'm going to start this deputation with the question, why are we here? The Housing Now sites do not come to community councils because community councils sometimes get a little fractious. The Housing Now sites all go to Planning and Housing Committee directly. We would recommend that the modern TO sites all go to Planning and Housing directly. We would also recommend that all of the Green P sites that were announced a few weeks ago that Council passed, the 130 Green P sites, go to Planning and Housing Committee directly, so we don't have the local tribalism that you sometimes get at local community councils, if you care about delivering affordable housing at speed and at scale across the city. That said, let's move on to 931 Yonge, and I'll restrict my comments to that specific site so everyone's happy. Since February 2022, our Housing Now Civic Tech volunteers have attended all of the public meetings and pop-ups with City Planning and Create TO about the Modern TO program to unlock these 8 city-owned properties and to ensure that they are obtaining best value in addressing the city's needs and city building objectives, including the delivery of new affordable housing apartments on city-owned lands. Our volunteers, along with other community members, have also reviewed all of the available public documents made available at 931 Yonge Street on the Create TO and City Planning websites. Housing Now TO fully supports the zoning bylaw amendment application for 931 Yonge Street, and we align with the materials in the current approval report by the city planning staff. The existing 7-story office building is occupied by the head office of Toronto Community Housing Corporation, and as you can see from the map that is up on the screen here, it is located across the street from the Rosedale subway station with Ramsden Park, Bud Sugarman Park, and the Rosedale Ravine lands, all located in a northern arc above the city's proposed affordable housing redevelopment site. As Councillor Sachs has mentioned, this is a physically restricted location, and the change of use from an existing 7-story office building through a 32-story mixed-income, mixed-use high-rise development that will accommodate 250 new apartments on city-owned lands presented some challenges with regard to the previous default city planning policies about no net new shadow on parks and the office replacement and retention policy. We are grateful to the local councillor, to Create TO, and to city planning staff for listening to our volunteers' submissions, including alternative shadow studies rendered at different heights and densities for this site. And we also are very grateful that they agreed to increase the massing of 931 Yonge Street development from 21-story proposal at 165 units in December of 2022 to 32 stories and 250 units in November 2023. You supersized your fries on this site, and that is something you need to do on every Housing Now, every Modern TO, and every parking lot site you have in the city. This 50% increase in building massing and the addition of 11 stories and 85 units to the building design greatly increases the opportunities for the City of Toronto to deliver new build affordable housing on the border of Yorkville and Rosedale, if you are provided with the appropriate levels of financial support by higher levels of government, and hopefully some of the $15 billion in additional new funding that was announced with Mayor Chow, Prime Minister Trudeau, and Minister Fraser this morning. As you can see here, you have increased the size of the building, you've increased the number of units, you've greatly increased the number of bedrooms. This is a great opportunity to deliver affordable housing as affordable ownership or affordable rental if you execute on this quickly. As always, our open data and civic tech volunteers are happy to answer any questions that the city or committee staff may have on affordable housing development best practices and how to make the most effective use of transit-oriented lands to help alleviate Toronto's rental housing crisis. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Deputant? Councillor Sachs, go
yes, thank you, Mark, again for all your volunteer work on this. You've seen the letter from the the ABCRA with their concern about the affordable ownership model. Do you have any comments on the form of tenure?
As always, we would prefer affordable rental on this site. You can get as much affordable rental and as deep a level of affordability on these sites as somebody is willing to pay for. This is going to be a very expensive site to build on. It's a constrained site. Staff have suggested that under your 65,000 units, the average price on city-owned land will be over $500,000 per unit. If you want this to be rental, affordable rental, deeply affordable rental, pull up the money truck. This is about setting the zoning for these sites, the depth of affordability, the length of affordability. As you heard us speak to the 350 Bloor East site this morning, it's about bringing money of some form to the table. You've increased the value of these lands by taking it from a 7-story office building to a 32-unit residential tower building. But that land alone will not magically turn into affordable housing units. So you can get 33% of the units at 100% of AMR, or maybe you get, 10% of the units at a deeper level of affordability, or you layer in more dollars. We talk about it as the affordable housing lasagna. You have to keep layering in programs and dollars one after the other. And then when it's ready to bake, you can put it in the oven. And you need to do that. You've done all the right things on this site. The only thing you're missing now is the money required. 250 units, so $130, $140 million construction project. You've got Minister Freeland is your local MP. There's a by-election happening in Councillor Matlow's ward just above for the next Fed. This is the time for somebody from Ottawa to show up with a giant novelty check and stand out in front of Rosedale Station and pay for this thing.
I'll send your clip to her office. From your point of view, is there any reason to delay the zoning decision until the tenure decision is made?
No, this has taken too long to begin with. You should have MZO'd all these sites.
All right, well, I'm not going there, but thank you very much.
No problem.
And thank you for your hard work in getting this to a 30-story building.
You were on a tour at this site when you were running for council, I think, 2 years ago.
Thank you.